What we're going to do this week is I'm going to bounce stuff over here and bounce different screens, opening them up and not. But we are going to review, finish our assignments, and worry about getting all of our work done to get caught up, all right? So I'm going through here. Can we think of anybody that missed a test? There's Lupe. Hang on here.
I think the only
Morning, Lupe.
I think the only person that was struggling with that stuff that I had heard of was just Dustin.
Do what?
The only person I heard of that was struggling with like the internet connection and whatnot was just Dustin. That would be the only.
Right. That's kind of the way I am. Does anybody talk to Dylan?
I haven't heard from him, so I don't know.
Send him a text, see if he's awake.
I will.
Because, like I said, what I plan on doing today and Wednesday is reviewing a little bit and then trying to get some makeup tests going. Hold on. It won't let me join the meeting.
Do we have a late folder for programs?
Yes, I added one that last week. Lupe, did you see that?
Yes.
Okay. I'm going to ask him if he's joining the right one. Guess I could call him and put him on audio. I'm going into the grade book right now to see where I haven't got programs 4 on in the grade book. Test 1, Dimitri, but he hadn't been with us. Test 2, hey, we're all doing good. So we've all, as far as tests, we don't have any makeup tests, right?
No, I don't think so.
I'm just going to call. I'm going to call Dylan and put him on speaker while we're here, all right?
Okay.
I don't know if he can hear you. Hey, Dylan.
What's up?
Hey, I've got you on speakerphone, so we're just going to let you join in audio-wise for this, okay?
Okay.
And then I've got this recording, so we'll go that way. Plans, like I was telling the others here, this week, everybody is taking test 1 and test 2. The only thing you guys are still working on for me, other than the final, is a couple programming assignments. So my plan this week is today reviewing for part of the test and then answering any questions if you have any on your programming assignment. And then on Wednesday, we'll go live again where we'll review the programming part and then go ahead and answer any questions that you guys might have about your assignments. Does that sound good?
Yes.
So with that in mind, the question was asked, Lupe asked last week, Austin asked right now. I'm going to my Dropbox right now. I do have a late assignment folder, and I see several. I've already taken advantage of that. So, yes, it's open. I'll accept any of your programs from about 4 on, okay? 4, 5, 6, something like that, okay? I wouldn't go back and redo number 1 or 2 if you don't mind because I've already got those grades in. But 4, 5, 6, we're good. Does that sound fair?
Yes.
Okay, so let's start reviewing. Our final in here, do we know when it is? I'm going to have to get back up here on the NEO time. Let me get to the NEO website. Okay, final exam schedule. Our class is Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 10 o'clock. Our final will be Monday. Let me get to my calendar here.
Not this week, but the next week is when the finals are, right?
May 4th. Is that right? Yes.
Okay.
Not this week, next week. So write that down. May the 4th. Hey,
Be with you.
yeah, I was getting ready to get there. You beat me to it. That's not even fair, Dylan. You know how appropriate that is for this group?
Very.
May the 4th at 10 o'clock. All right. So what we'll do is we'll probably Zoom. I would like your videos on while we're Zooming because I got to halfway proctor your final. All right. So I want you to be able to have video when we Zoom, but I just want to see you doing the test online. Okay. So that's what we'll do. Next Monday at 10, we'll have a 2-hour time slot to do a test. Shouldn't take you 2 hours, but it's going to take you probably an hour, hour and a half. All right.
Okay.
So you have 2 tests?
No. Well, there's part A and part B. Okay.
Okay.
Your part A is just going to be answering questions, and I'll have to put that online. I haven't done it yet because it's always just been, something I print out and hand to you. But it's going to be kind of like that first test where we did some matching, right?
Yeah.
But in this case right here, the matching is going to be like 15 different matching items by definition.
Are there going to be a bunch that aren't
Nope.
supposed to be on there?
Nope, I use
Or
them
is it
all.
like 15 and 15?
I use them all. Actually, there's 20 questions. There's
So you're
15.
going to have duplicates.
There's 15 matching, and then there's 5 short answer. Okay. So if I go through here and I go through a term and I say text box, what are we talking about?
A list of items.
Text box, just text box.
Box is what? Remember when we go back through, we talk about we have controls, methods, and declarations. Remember those? So a text box is a control that I put on a form, correct? It's used as either to display or gather information, correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Todd, you with us?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm going to go through these and then you guys kind of think about these. We had text box. We had a label. A label was display only. It's not to gather, right? Combo box has a list, a drop down with items to select. A list box is something that we can add to or take away, which we can also in a combo box. If you saw in that last example I did, I populated a combo box with an array list, right? Picture box, display an image, right? A check box and a radio button. What's the difference between check box and radio button?
A checkbox you can check a lot of them or multiple of them, but a radio button you can only click one of them.
Right. But what could I put 5 radio buttons on there but have 2 different groupings of radio buttons?
Yeah.
Yeah. So remember, radio buttons can be grouped. List check boxes don't. Okay. So they can be grouped also. A button. What's a button?
It's a command to send it to somewhere or do something.
Mm-hmm. Button's an action, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then there's a method with visible, whether I show an item or not, if it's visible or not. We have 2 different methods. One's called add, one's called remove. We're most accustomed with using them with a list box, but they also can be used with a combo box. One on here I didn't do a whole lot with was a message box. I guess I should have done a little more with that one. But a message box is just something that I can pop up on the screen. It's called a modal dialog box, actually. And have you ever been doing something and it pops up on the screen? You have to answer it before you go on.
Yeah, because you can't exit out of it.
That's a message box, and you can customize it. I'll send a video out there so you can see them, but I didn't use them a whole lot this semester because right about the time we got to them, we were gone. If I say dim, what's that? Is that it?
Variable.
It's a variable,
Dimension.
right? Okay. We also can have public and private, which those are also declarations, correct? The one we use quite a bit is what? Friend, so I can share data from class to class, but as long as it's still in the same project, it's protected, right? Okay, those are all kind of like declarations. Then I got about 5 short answer ones. What is an array list?
It's a combination of, I forgot.
It's a way to store variables in memory, correct? So instead of having one variable name, I can have a variable name with multiple entries in it. The thing about an array list over an array is it is dynamic. It can grow as we use it, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
If it's not growing, I mean, we can count it, we can sort it. The only problem is when we pull information from an array list, we have to apply a certain data type to it. Most time we bring it back out in a string field. But the array list is an object, whereas an array is a data type and it's static. Now we can redimension it to make it bigger, but it has to have a length when we define it, right? What if I want to select an item, or if I have an array list or a list box, what does the command selected item do for me?
Takes the value of the item that is
Move it from
selected.
one place to another.
Okay, hang on.
So-
George was answering. Go ahead, George.
Okay.
Takes the value of the selected item.
Okay. What about selected index? What does that one do?
It shows,
It takes the
it shows the item that's the selected item.
Okay.
Shows its location.
Right. If within either an array list or what?
Text box.
List box.
Okay, so if I used a write all files, what does that do?
It writes all the items that you have in your list box or array.
Mm-hmm. Now, I want to go through here and look at one thing. Did I use write all lines or write all files? I used write all lines, didn't I? Write line. So I will modify that one command right there to not write all files. Lupe, when you were, we had an issue with trying to figure out what we were doing, where you got that write all files thing, that one came from C#, right? You were probably looking at your example from the C class.
Yes.
Okay. This one's just going to be write lines. Okay.
Okay. All right.
Like the write line, we also have a read line. Write means we're writing it to the disk. Read means we're pulling it from the disk, correct? Okay. So
Correct.
those last 5 are more of an essay type question. What are they? How do they work? How do we use them? Those are the types of things with the write lines, the selected item, selected index, the arrays, the stuff, the newer stuff we went over the second half of the semester. And the top part, we went from like 10 to 15 items on our matching, okay? And that's going to be the first part of our test. And I'll have that in D2L. And then in addition to that, we'll also have a program that you're going to write for me, okay? And we'll talk about that, the logistics on that more on Wednesday, okay? So now, questions you guys have that you're having on your assignments. How are those coming along? Austin, you had mentioned you're still doing them, still working on them. They're just not quite done, right?
Yeah, no, I think my work forgets I'm still in school, so I've been spending a lot of time at Walgreens.
Oh, yeah, that's always nice of them, isn't it? We got the same thing.
Oh, yeah.
They said we're going to have 10 Zoom meetings for training this week and next week. Jump in on any of them. So I emailed them back and said, when are you going to record these? Because, I'd like to attend a lot of these training sessions, but I can't attend them all. Oh, well, we hadn't thought of that. It's like, just because they're free doesn't mean we are, There's a lot more work goes on behind the scenes than people realize. Questions on programs?
On mine,
Mhm.
I just have a question about like the save button. I think because I went back and watched the videos and the other content, but the save button I think is what I'm stuck on right now.
Okay.
I'm not really too sure how to explain it, but I just know I think that's what I'm gonna be stuck at.
Is it working, or somebody's squeaking in a chair and I missed it?
No, I have no clue. That's what I asked if there's just like a moment where I could have the one-on-one Zoom meeting or
Sure.
whatnot. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, we might be able to, are you going to be available this afternoon?
It just depends on what time. I do have to leave later on, but if it's before like 4, yes.
Oh yeah, it'll be long before then.
Okay. I'm just making sure.
The free time, I'll email you and let you know. Okay.
Yes. All right.
That's all right. Okay. Everybody else doing all right? Zach, you getting along all right?
Yeah, I just went back through my D2L and it turns out I need to turn in the program 3 and 4, but you said not to turn in
No,
3, right? Just like 4?
Go ahead and do it. I'll go back and get them.
Okay.
I just didn't want you to go all the way back to program 1.
Oh, okay.
Other than that, program-wise, you guys still cranking along. Those examples I put out there and the video I put out on Wednesday, did that help quite a bit?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, it did.
Okay, it should have. So, Brett, what we'll try to do is schedule a one-on-one time if you need some help. If anybody else does, let me know, and we'll try to get a time together where I can help you, right? Other than that, we still are trying to get caught up on our enrollments, okay? So if we can get those done in the next week or so, it'd be beneficial, all right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
All right, well, anything else? Okay, Wednesday we'll come on, we'll review real quick, kind of like this again. I think we get more out of this than me just throwing content online all the time. I think interaction's the best way still. You can tell I like teaching in the classroom, not on this computer. So again, we'll meet this Wednesday at 10, and then again next Monday at 10 will be our final, right?
Okay.
Yep.
Okay, all right.
Yes.
We'll see you guys later. Hey, Brett, if you want to hang on, we'll try to do that now if you want.
Okay.
All right. If everybody else will go ahead and get off, what I'll do is I'll close this and send you a new link though, so we don't record it. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.